Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be doing a little review video for the 1.5 patch for Legends of Runeterra. So we're going to be looking at all the new changes, updates to cards, and basically everything that came in the 1.5 patch. I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get straight into it. Okay, so the first thing that they really talked about in the patch notes was that they specifically were targeting epics, Freljord, and steal from deck effects in this update. So they say that epics and LOR are generally intended to be exciting cards with compelling, unique, and powerful effects. This can make for some really fun and game-changing options, but also leaving some of them feeling overly expensive or unwieldy to use. So they basically changed some of the epics, made them cheaper, and gave them more redundant and less impactful effects, but still making them worth their epic status. Freljord also got an update. They say that it's seen a low play rate for some time, particularly in higher ranked play. While it's seen a bit more play recently, it's often splashed for a few specifically powerful cards like Sejuani, rather than the general region 2 box. We felt general companion viability and appeal was particularly culprit, and have made changes to Brahmin and Neva to make them more attractive options for a wider variety of decks and help Freljord line up better with the other regions in usability. I kind of disagree with this. A lot of Freljord's tools were actually pretty good, and overall the region felt great. The only updates that they really changed looks like to a little bit of Poro strategy, which I actually like, and Neva and Braum. Neva didn't actually change very much. Her CMC went down from 7 to 6, which will change the way you play Neva and will make her feel better, but overall it doesn't change her play rate at all. Braum got a pretty good buff, and we'll be talking about that later, but he's definitely going to see a lot of play. And finally, they adjusted Bilgewater's Seal from deck mechanic to work in a more healthy way. So now it draws from the bottom of the enemy deck, and it now has a dedicated keyword called NAB. So drawing from the bottom of the deck means that Freljord itself actually gets a rather large buff. Cards like Starlight Seer get a huge buff now, and NAB effects actually aren't as strong as they used to be, although they're still pretty strong. And I wouldn't say they're out of the meta at all. Alright, so next in the patch notes they talked about the new game mode Gauntlet. So gauntlets are limited time competitive modes with unique deck building rules. The gauntlet will be open every Friday through Monday, which each weekend featuring a single format for the gauntlet rotation. Okay, so basically every week they're going to have a new gauntlet, and that gauntlet each week is going to be something new. Everyone who takes on a particular gauntlet format will receive a special icon, while those who make it to 7 wins will earn the exclusive Gauntlet Conqueror icon. So you'll get a new icon if you win. You also get XP for doing the gauntlet, and it's actually just a lot of fun. I'll probably do a video on a gauntlet each week on how to best do it and win. That seems super fun, and the gauntlet actually opens up tomorrow. Or today, I guess, because you're going to be watching it today. But yeah, super excited for gauntlets. Alright, so next they have little notes on the new season and how everyone will be dropping based on where they were. You can go take a look at that on your own. I don't really want to talk about that because it's not huge or anything really new. So they had a Master LP update, which changed the way that you're put up against an opponent while you're playing. So they say, up until now, Master's Tier has been a ranked order by player MMR, but we've realized this has some unfortunate downsides, mainly that it was unclear how much your rank could change in a single game, and losses could feel overly punishing. Now, instead of displaying your rank order within Masters, you'll see a current Masters LP, and upon first entering Masters, you get an initial LP amount based on your MMR relative to other players in Masters. Okay, so basically they're changing the way you're put up against opponents, how much LP you lose, and changing actually the way you get higher in Masters. Instead of tiering you by MMR, you're actually just focusing on your Masters LP. So you actually get level points every time you win or lose. So, wow, that's actually really good. It changes the way players are put up with each other, and it actually makes Masters a lot less toxic, I think. You don't get put up with people a lot higher than you. You get better matchups, definitely. So I think this is a huge change. And not being a Masters personally, I haven't really felt this, but I know a lot of people have. And so definitely a great change. So next, they have the card changes. So the first card they changed was Darius. When he levels up, he actually gets +1 health. Overall, this isn't a big deal. I have seen a lot of Darius decks recently, mostly to test out how good this buff is. This is 2 days after the patch notes. Well, it's 1 day for me, 2 days for you guys. And Darius did not get a huge buff. 1 health doesn't actually change the way he works. He still loses to Will and Vengeance, which were the only ways you could kill him otherwise. The only difference is he can't be gotcha or get excited plus a mystic shot. You actually have to gotcha get excited and another gotcha get excited or grasp or whatever. So it makes him harder to kill, but overall that was not his downside why he wasn't being played. Of course, they have the Aniva that changed from 7 to 6 mana. I mean, Niva's not going to see a whole ton more play. I'm sure that she's going to be better, but not that much better. Braum got a huge update, though. He went from 3 to 4 mana. He got 1 extra power, and they added text of the first time I survived damage, summon a Mighty Poro. So that's a 3/3 with Overwhelm. So this is huge, because the real problem with Braum was that if he didn't survive, if your opponent... Alright, so the real problem with Braum was that if your opponent had hard removal for him away just to kill him, it was over, and you felt really bad, and you basically lost most of the time. But summoning a Mighty Poro sort of helps you with that downside. If he dies, you probably still got a Mighty Poro, which is great because it means that you still have a 3/3 and your board isn't completely destroyed. The 1 extra power is not that big of a deal, but it could matter in some scenarios, and I think with the mana cost, it makes sense to give him that 1 power. I can see a lot of decks opening up because of Braum, and he actually might just be a better Vi at this point, being able to challenge dudes. I don't know, though. We'll see how good he turns out to be. The next card that they updated was Super Mega Death Rocket. This was created by the level 2 Jinx. They changed its cost from 2 to 1 mana, so I don't know how big of a change this is. I've never played Jinx. Seeing that you have to empty your hand before you can play the Mega Death Rocket means that mana probably isn't a big deal because you only have 1 card in your hand. But being 1 mana might actually matter. I don't know. It definitely makes it feel better for sure. And yeah, that's a pretty, I don't know. It's kind of an interesting change. Alright guys, so that's going to be the end of this first part of my review. I'm going to actually split this into 2 parts to make sure the videos aren't too long. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you stick around for the next video. Anyway, that's going to be it for this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.